his lumbar spine.
Oh, really?
Really? It could
That's
be a.
not good. What is he? Is this like a Cody Rhodes fake injury, or is this legit? Like he's out time off. He's wearing a stupid neckerchief. So I don't know what that's
It might
like.
be a work. It could be a work.
Gotta be a work, right?
It's probably got to be a work.
Wait, tell me which is better? Is this better or this better? Okay, yeah, I thought so because I got this work light and I was just like
You got a work light now? Damn, you got fancy stuff.
I Gordon Ramsay. I don't know. I just thought maybe I'll put it to use, but yeah, it's not working out. How do I get it so it's split screen like when we? Let me see. Let me change my view.
What if you go up to the one that says view, top right corner?
But it only has grid view and then together mode. And together mode's that bullshit where it puts us like both in the same thing. Like watch. Let's see if where do you want to be, at a celebration or the amphitheater? Holiday cake? Or look, we'll be in Minecraft. Let me see. Let's see how this goes. We're already fucking around the first. Oh, there we are. Yeah, this is stupid.
That's together mode.
Yeah, it's together mode. I'm gonna take this shit off. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Let me go full screen. Maybe that'll help. Or if I double click my, because does yours have you up in the little corner and then I'm the main thing?
Yeah, that's how it was before we did together mode.
Okay, whatever. Forget it. I switched back. Okay, so we got topics this week. At least we planned ahead.
Take together mode off?
I took it off. Is it still on for you?
I'm still in together mode.
What the fuck? Can you take it off on yours? I took it off. Mine's back.
Oh yeah, I got it off. It's off. I'm good.
Okay, maybe there's a delay. All right,
I'm good.
Nice podcast smoothie.
I got the official Signature Select drink, but I like the orange cream one. And then I like the key lime. That one tastes like a 7-Up to me, the key lime. So these ones are really good, and they're really good when you can get them for about 50 cents. So I like to have those once in a while.
Got the sale?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then, I don't know if you've been watching Raw, but there was a hard-ass hitting match earlier in the show.
The Walter?
Yeah. Oh, man. Those guys just beat the living piss out of each other.
Oh, yeah?
Hard hitting.
Yeah, I'm seeing, like, highlights right now. It looks pretty, looks like they're going to do a rematch because he won by countout, so that's good.
Yeah. He won by countout, this freaking Olympic guy, Chad Gable.
Yeah, they've been finally, like, that Vince is gone and he's not trying to make him Shorty Gable. Now he's
so interesting. Before we touched down, before we started, I was watching a commercial and they're doing a documentary 1 week from Saturday called Angle. On the Peacock. So I'm thinking that one would probably be pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be.
One of the interviews was Ric Flair, and it said, "This story makes my story look like I'm." I don't remember, but he wasn't it wasn't a popular thing he said about himself, Ric Flair. So
yeah, he's trying to hype up Kurt.
Kurt was pretty effed up though, huh? In his time.
Well, he was training for the Olympics. The fucking DuPont guy killed his trainer.
His coach, right? His coach.
His coach, yeah, and then he still went and won with a broken freaking neck.
He won the damn gold medal with the broken freaking neck.
I think his wife was a stripper. He met her at a strip club or something.
Karen Angle, the one that's now with Double J? That was?
I think so. I think that was the story. If not, I'm sorry. But
she was a stripper?
That's what I always heard. I don't know. Like, maybe it's just bullshit, but and then he was always into black girls. He's like, I don't know if he's cheating or if he was I don't know if they'll cover that, but he's doing something. He's with that Raka Khan that turned around and sued everybody a few years ago, or maybe like last year.
I remember that, but he was like a dumpster fire for the longest time, huh? Getting DUIs.
They call him Perk Angle because he's on all the Percocets. But he was good. He was so good. And that's what it does. Like, it makes you you're impervious to pain, and you go all out. He's better than anybody now, I think. Like wrestling wise, I don't know who else. Who was at his level? He was great for like a few years.
At his level right now, Kurt?
Like his top like performance level. Huh?
His like Kurt's peak? Like when he was beating Stone Cold or when he was beating The Rock?
Yeah, just having all these great matches and fucking
Shawn Michaels, the sexy Kurt.
Yeah, sexy Kurt, all that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's that level.
I mean, would you put him in there like with Seth Rollins?
Yeah, like Seth's really good in ring for sure. I don't like his character at all, but the in ring's always really good. Or like Bryan Danielson's always good. Who else? Moxley's usually pretty good. I don't know. Who else is going now?
That's like going.
Oh, Omega. Omega's always if he's
top. That's a top level. That's a top level guy.
Yeah, it's like top. But all around performer. I don't know. I think Kurt had good personality too. Like Omega's
had character. He had good character, and he was willing to listen to Vince, and he didn't have to be the Olympic hero. You know, he embraced being the heel, and that really got that character over, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'm looking forward to seeing this on the Peacock a week from Saturday.
Yeah, I'll watch that one for sure. I kind of miss some of the Peacocks because it's just there, and I don't watch Raw or SmackDown often enough to see all the ads for it. So unless you mentioned something, I always forget to watch. So yeah, I'll check that out.
Did you end up seeing the Cody Rhodes documentary?
I heard it was like 2 hours long. I was like, fuck that. And then plus
it is 2 hours long.
They're just gonna add more shit later. Like Cody's weird. Like I didn't like Cody at all until he dyed his hair blonde, and then I started liking him. And then
So what year would that have been?
I don't know. Like when he
left?
went on the Indies or something. I don't know. Oh, you know what it was? He still had the brown. I feel like he still had the brown hair for a while, and then he was in the Indies with brown hair, and then he bleached it. He started being a little better. Like he's a dickhead in the Bullet Club. He's like the guy that was like double crossing everybody, and then he in AEW is pretty good, but everybody hated him because he was like. You could tell he's like, I want to be the next Cena, like, come on, and like trying to get cheered, and like everybody turned on him. And then, like when he came to WWE, came back, he's always been, I don't know, he's been good on this run, but then I don't know, he has moments where I'm like, and I don't want to watch 2 hours of a fucking documentary on him, honestly. Like I don't like him that much.
Yeah.
I feel like I know the story already. Like, what more is there? It's not like it's a fucking Macho Man documentary or Mick Foley documentary or something where I'm like, oh, like, I'll still watch it no matter what. Even if maybe there's something I haven't heard before, but I'm not, no matter who it is, like the modern day guys, it's going to be tough for me to watch a 2 hour fucking documentary. If it was an hour, I'd be like, I don't know.
It's definitely every bit of almost 2 hours. It's about an hour and 53. I took my last 2 edibles and I watched it last night.
Okay, that helps. Yeah.
After I got home from the road trip this weekend, I had to unwind because I'm taking too many energy drinks. So I took an energy drink on my drive home so I don't fall asleep. So then I figured I had to come down off of that. So I had 2 edibles left. I'm gonna try to cut back on the fucking intake I'm gonna see if I go like 1 month drug free.
Yeah.
Till the Eagles are in the middle of the football season, and I might need edibles to watch football. So,
yeah, I think I'm gonna cut off that and alcohol when I start working Sunday, and I'm pretty much like nonstop working till November. So
you got some good shit lined up?
I got like 3 or 4 different jobs. Like one, I got something for like 4 or 5 days next week, and then I got a thing that's like a road trip to Arizona, apparently for like.
You're going back to the Arizona?
Might see the song. Is Songbird gonna be performing
Possibly
in mid-September, by any chance?
I've been known to perform, you know. I did a special serenade last week on our show. on the
Oh
show.
yeah, that was great. That was a big hit. I got a lot of
I think
views.
it's got to be up to like 5 views.
It was 7. It was up to 7 alone. Just that clip. The podcast itself, we're maintaining a steady 13 views per week. Pretty good.
Hey, so before we get going, so I went to see one of my all-time best friends in the whole wide world this weekend, Anthony Perkins, and he was like, I haven't seen him, but when we finally get together, it's like we don't skip a beat. And I had a great weekend with him, and then another friend came to visit him from Las Vegas. I'm gonna give you the number so you can call him because he lives over there in Vegas. And then they were asking, "What do you do?" I was like, "Man, I'm doing podcasts right now." So then I was showing them clips of the podcast, and they're like, "That guy, he lives in Vegas?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm gonna give you the number so maybe you guys can meet up over there in Vegas."
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Uh-oh, the young songbird in the group message.
What happened? Did we get a group message? Oh shit. Yeah, who's it? Okay, we gotta interrupt it. There's a young songbird. Oh, it's a Kids Bop. Oh yeah, I've seen that. They're singing a little white kid singing an Outkast song.
That's definitely not a young songbird.
Songbird was more into Cypress Hill, I'm sure.
That's right. So Perkins, after talking with him, he asked me if I want to grow the podcast because he was intrigued by our subject matter and our professionalism. I was like, yeah. So we do our own podcast. You know, we try to do it once a week.
Yeah.
We've been consistent over maybe the last.
Pretty consistent since
month,
June or something. Yeah. So we're doing pretty good.
But there was definitely a hit. I didn't send the link out. I just showed them a little clip on my phone, and they're like, "Oh my God, you guys are doing this!" I was like, "Hell yeah!"
We're not doing anything else. Like, what else are we doing? You know, not doing.
But
shit.
I think we could grow it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I feel like the biggest thing with these types of things is consistency. Like if you keep doing it weekly, and like you keep getting better, eventually it's maybe it's not gonna get fucking 10 million views per video, but I think we could get up to like 1,000 or something like that. But it could take like 10 to 20 years, and by then there'll be so many people, and like there's so many Chinese people, right? And they're probably just like random playing videos, and like we'll probably get 1,000 out of that, you know, or something weird.
No problem.
Some kind of, or like robots are gonna start watching videos, so like maybe that'll count as views. We'll get robot views. That'd be cool. I don't know.
So
anyway, how was the Monterey? Is anything eventful there, or you just visited?
So yeah, there was. So originally, Perkins had called me, and he about a week or so, about 2 weeks ago, and he asked me if I had a Firestone anniversary ale that he was looking for. And I went and I checked up in my cellar, and I had one of the ones that he was looking for, which was a Firestone. It was a 13. Was the one that he was looking for.
Okay.
And I had one left, and I sent him a picture of it. I was like, "Hey man, I'll bring this to you first chance I get."
Okay.
So then that was about 2 weeks ago. So then like last Wednesday, I called him. I said, "Hey man, can I come up?" Because I like to go over there a couple times a year, and he puts me up. He takes me downtown. It's great. He told me, "Yeah, come on up." He's like, "But Jersey's going to be there. It was Jersey's birthday apparently, and Jersey's another crazy mofo that we met."
Yeah.
From that's one of Perkins' friends that he met in the military, but he's a super good dude. So he came up. That was the first time he had been in Monterey since the wedding in 2021. So I got to spend the weekend with those guys. And it was great. So there was a car show down there in Carmel. Big ass car show. So that was during the day. So I didn't get there till 7. And then we went downtown to Monterey. We saw a bunch of cars and Lamborghinis, and it was really, really good event down there, downtown Monterey, where I like to go hang out. Then we went to the Brett. That's the place where we met Jerry Rice. Had a few drinks in there. Watched the UFC. Watched that Sean O'Malley knock out the Aljamain. Had a few drinks. Then we went to the other bar where I got thrown up on. at the freaking bachelor party weekend. They threw up on me. Not the bachelor party, the wedding weekend. The two nights before the wedding, Vegas, right? They threw up on me at the other place. But we went back there, and there's a hot ass Asian chick that was the bartender, and I was trying to plant some seeds, but then she just like shined me. I was gonna do I was planting some good seeds, and I was gonna go back and fertilize and give a good tip, but then she like shined me, so I was like, "Fuck that bitch." But she was super hot.
That reminds me that you should, next time you see a hot Asian bartender, you should do this move. One time I was in like Laguna Beach area for some reason, like Joey knew this girl that used to live in Lompoc. We went down to visit and just kind of like go to a bar. And I went to the bar and like I immediately like bought a drink, tipped, and then went away. And then when I came back, she immediately came over to me. And I was like, oh, what's going on? Like, she just skipped everybody in front of me, came to me. And I was like, holy shit. And then I looked through my wallet and I was like, oh, I think I tipped her $20 the first drink. Like, the first drink was like maybe $10. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's like that might be a trick to get some service. Just immediately tip a 20 or
just
something.
Right off the get.
And then I was like,
yeah, just throw a 20 down there.
Yeah, and I wasn't.
Especially if you know you're going to be there for the long haul.
But she was pretty attentive that night. Like even after the second or third drink, she's like she'd come over. So. Oh,
this chick was attentive. She was attentively rude to me. Fucking bitch. I know. Somebody else probably didn't tip good, and she took it out on me.
Well, that's not the Songbird's fault. She didn't.
No, I was gonna rescue her.
She didn't see the fly eagles fly, you know?
Obviously not. She must have been from the 49ers.
She's going to regret it.
About the freaking Eagles whipping the 49ers' ass.
Did you see the 49ers fighting in the stands? Their fans fighting with each other?
Were they fighting each other or were they fighting the Raider fans?
I don't know. I just saw a clip over the weekend. It was just 49ers side and all people, and they're fighting. And maybe it was when they came to Allegiant. I don't know, but it looked like Raiders behavior, but they're 49ers. Jerseys for sure. But
that doesn't surprise me. The 49ers,
it's all kind of the same area, right? And
they got a lot of class, and it's all low.
Yeah.
The 49ers, they're still crying about the damn game with the Eagles. If Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, well, I got news for you 49er fans. Go watch the end of the game. Who was the quarterback at the end of the game for the 49ers? It was Brock fucking Purdy. Okay? Stop your fucking moaning.
Exactly.
Stop your crying, Deebo Samuel. You guys lost.
Yep.
Fair and square.
Fair and square to me. I don't know about you, but that sounds very fair.
Brock Purdy finished the game.
That's right.
Bottom line. So stop crying, 49ers. You guys are starting to rival the Cowboys as big as bitches.
That's
you
rough.
guys are right up there with Cabrillo. Bitches. Bitches. And don't even get me started on the number 3 bitches of the... Can't say it. Just for...
Well, speaking of football, you have any more fantasy picks or anything you were going to follow up on? I think people want you get your shit in about fantasy.
That's a good segue. I appreciate you. On last week's show, it was a little, I was given the opportunity to speak my mind, and there was some that I missed, that I feel that I missed in my pick 5 picks that I thought were going to happen. But I appreciate the Apostle giving me this opportunity. There's one that I feel that I missed, and if anybody hears this, it could be like, because the fantasy drafts are fastly approaching. There's a guy, he plays, and this team I think is going to be the sleeper team. Is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars, and their quarterback, his name is Trevor Lawrence. I think that by the end of the season, like last week we were talking about finding the values, I think where you end up drafting him, which is really later pick, I think he's going to end up being a top 5 scoring quarterback. So I think this guy Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars in general, I think they're going to surprise some teams.
Okay, is this guy new? I don't know shit about football. Is he new or?
Well, this is going to be his 3rd year in the NFL. He's
Mhm.
also being coached by the legendary Doug Peterson, who was the coach of the Eagles when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and he's kind of known as a quarterback whisperer. And the Jaguars kind of snuck up on some teams last year, and they won a playoff game. And I think, as they grow as a team, and Doug Peterson's bringing his culture and his football savvy to the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think that they're going to explode because this Trevor Lawrence, he has a lot of talent. He was the number 1 draft pick from Clemson about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And they're starting to build the team around him. They also got another guy that I had on my team about 3 years ago, and he kind of ruined my fantasy season because he got hurt and then he got like social anxieties. But his name's Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
And depending on where you draft him, he could be a good pick as well. Like if you end up stacking him with Trevor Lawrence, I think that could be I think that those guys could be contenders. I think those guys could surprise a lot of fantasy owners out there. And just my opinion.
Yeah. It sounds. I'll have to trust you on all this because I don't know what you're talking about, but sounds good. Sounds good. I mean, I wouldn't. What's your name again? NWO Hollywood or?
The NWO Hollywood.
Yeah, you can't beat NWO Hollywood. So
I mean, here, just so you guys don't think that I'm a fraud.
When you're NWO, it's for life.
It is for life, but let me show you. I know I'm not supposed to use my phone while we're podcasting, but
It's fine. We need to get the info.
this is for just to show that I'm not a jabroni.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second.
Watching Raw, they set up the 6-man, the Judgment Day versus Cody and Sammy, and Kevin Owens is back after a rib injury. Yeah, I can't really. Your background's fucking it up, but
Oh, do I cut it?
I don't know. It's really bright, so I can't really tell.
Oh, should I turn the light off?
Oh, there we go. That's a little better. Yeah, there you go. NWO Hollywood. There it is.
What's that record say?
It blanked out. Now you're gone. You disappeared into the background.
Shit.
I think if you take the background off, then it'll show up better. But yeah, I don't know.
Take the background off?
Yeah, if you take the background off, it kind of green screens shit it shouldn't. So that's why I took mine off because, like, I don't know. Yeah, there you go. And then just hold it up for a second. Look at that. First place, 13-1-0. You got a 1?
I lost one game by 1 point.
That's BS, man.
In the first, and I lost it on the freaking first play of the game.
Really?
AJ Brown, he dropped the first pass of the game, and it was a PPR, and there's like standard scoring a PPR. PPR is points per reception, so every time they catch one, you get 1 point.
Okay.
So the very, very first play of the game, and on top of everything else, the Eagles was playing Cowboys. The first Cowboys game. He threw a nice little pass to AJ Brown, and he dropped it. That was my point that I lost by. That's bullshit, man. 1 point. I would be on freaking ESPN if AJ Brown would have caught that. Well, probably not, but I did. Like I said, I can't reiterate that enough. I had like the best team of known to mankind in last year's season, and it's been a challenge to try to recreate that. But
your big draft day is coming up this week too, right? Sunday?
Yeah, 6 days. 6 days. Those guys might get a Ric Flair. I might just pull my pants down and do helicopter penis when I'm drafting.
As long as there aren't any, nobody takes it as sexual harassment. Just good, clean Rick being Rick or Songbird being Songbird.
Helicopter penis.
Yeah, don't make sure no ladies are around and maybe the guys too. I don't know. Be careful. Don't want to get the Songbird canceled before like our podcast takes off. What if it takes off and then somebody's I saw the Songbird helicopter. He was flying. Fly, Songbird, fly.
So you strongly recommend only doing helicopter penis in the comfort of my own home?
Yeah, probably. Or at least get consent for helicopter penis. Okay, so next topic I have down is has to do with football. Also, it's the Foley signing slash Rams Eagles game slash go to Universal Studios at night, Horror Nights, all in one day. I don't know how he would even do that, but it sounds feasible. Everything would have to be cut short, I would think. Like, not gonna be tailgating at the football game. You go straight from Foley to the football game in the second quarter, probably by the time we get in, and then.
But once we're there, if it's, I'm sorry, did I really interrupt?
No, I was just kind of going over, but
it would be cutting it a little short. But if we got there in the second quarter, we'd see 3/4 of the game.
Yeah, I don't.
And hopefully we would only see 2.5 because hopefully the Eagles would be blowing their asses out because I think the Rams are going to suck. Spoiler, the Rams are probably going to suck.
Yeah.
So if we saw that would be the only thing that would get cut short because like Universal Studios, we would spend the whole time, wouldn't we, at the horror night?
I'm just wondering about the Foley. I didn't check if the tickets are still available, but say that it's like 1 o'clock or 1:30, you could still go. Is that when you pick that time? There should be a limit on the number of people that can pick that time, but I think it's more than just like me and
2?
you. It's more than just 2, so it's like you could get there at 1:30, and if they start on time, which if I know wrestling that's outside of WWE, anything related to wrestling, it's always like delayed, it's taking longer than we thought, whatever. People were talking too much, especially at the beginning. So I would think, like, say we show up at 1, we might not get to him till 1:30 or 2, depending. They said if it's your time, they'll call you. Don't stand in front of the store. Don't
show up early.
Don't show up early. So like it's very confusing. Like we gotta go find a parking lot, sit in it. If this isn't in like a easy place to park. I mean, the demand for Foley signings isn't going to be like insane, like maybe a Cody signing would be now.
So if he was there for what was it, 3 hours from 1 to 4 or 1 to 3, would you imagine there'd be more than 300 people there to see him?
I would think that, but also I don't know. It's LA. You would think there'd be a ton of people, but I don't know what his podcast is okay, like doing okay, but he's not like on TV right now where it would be a longer line, but I don't know. I'm down to try. The only thing is I start the Slap show. So I just need to know ahead of time so that I can get the days off. So I'd probably need like 2 days, right? I'd need that day and then day before or day after, maybe. I don't know.
Well, the other option is if you feel that we would cut it too short. Well, the other problem right now is we don't have tickets for the football game yet.
Oh, yeah.
We were unable to get those secured, but we're on the waiting list in case somebody else cancels because all the free ones that the Mucky Mucks get are all spoken for.
Okay, I see.
Well, but we're on the waiting list, so when somebody cancels when the Rams start 0-6, maybe they won't want to go and we'll be able to get those. But the other option wasn't he going to be in like Bakersfield or Fresno on the Saturday before the football?
Yeah, Fresno on the Saturday. So I would be down to go to that too. I could probably fly straight from Vegas to Fresno, but or fly to like Santa Maria and you pick me up and then we go.
And then we go from there.
Yeah, something like that.
Sunday we do the football in the Universal.
Yeah, if we're gonna do it that way, maybe.
So there's that option too. There's an option there.
We still got a little over a month to figure it out, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But so now it sounds like you're going to be are you going to be working steady now?
Just till November. Just because that Slap is over a month long. They asked if I'd drive a big ass like 26-ton truck to LA and back to Vegas, which if they give me a good truck, I don't give a shit. But the last time we rented trucks for the Ultimate Fighter, it was like you'd be driving and it has the air seats like a bus because it has like air brakes because it's so big. and the seat was like fucked up because all these, it was just an enterprise rental truck, so somebody like wasn't upkeeping the maintenance or whatever, and if you hit a bump, you'd like slam down and like hit your head on the ceiling because it would just go all the way up. It was awful, and the wheels like shaking the whole time. Like driving to LA like that would be miserable. So hopefully they give me a good truck. I said I would do it. Just last time I told them no, but this time I was like, it's an extra like 4 days of work or something. So, or like 2 days. I don't know. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have agreed to it. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna do that like end of September. But otherwise, yeah, I got a few different jobs consistent till November, and then hopefully I will have enough saved up I can take. Hopefully I get a couple jobs here or there, and then I'll just have holidays off. You know, that's what I did last year. It was good.
My man, I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
It's good, but consistent work is probably better because then but we're all in debt. Like, who gives a shit? What are we? It's not like I'm trying to rack it up more, but like I might get run over by a Raider tomorrow. You know, the way they drive, they give these kids money. But anyway, so then yeah, Foley to Edge had you want to get into the wrestling? Talk about the wrestling for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
The thing we were talking about the other day before off podcast was how Edge had his last WWE match. They made kind of a big deal about it, but then they didn't say it was his last match ever, and they didn't I don't know. I didn't see it, but just sounded like they gave him like some tribute videos, and then that was it. And then apparently there's rumor that he's going to AEW, cash in on Uncle Tony Khan or whatever. And
Tony Khan owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, by the way.
Yeah, and Fulham
and the soccer
team or something. So they own a lot of shit. Yeah, so Edge, yeah, I mean Christian, Jericho, all those guys, Callis, all his buddies from Canada are already there making money, kind of do what they want. They got a light schedule. Now you think he's going? You think he'll show up at Wembley's on Sunday?
Wembley's on Sunday. Do I think he'll show up? I'd like to think no. I'd like to think he was like a lifelong WWF at the time, WWE guy now. I think like he's been through everything you could possibly go through as in his professional career, and I just don't think. I always thought he was like one of the guys that was always going to be loyal to the New York territory.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get it. He's kind of in an advanced stage in his career, and he can kind of call his shots. And like you alluded to, he's got the Canadian boys that are up there, yeah. And if he needs the money, I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, it kind of makes sense because I think at some point. I've watched a video or heard something on YouTube with him that he always wanted to have like one run with Christian, and I don't even like against where they were opponents. Yeah. I don't think they've really ever had them as opponents.
No, because they always saw Christian.
One or the other of him or Edge or Christian always got hurt when they were going to do the match, right?
Yeah, that too. But I'm sure they did matches and it was like IC title, Edge and Christian type stuff. But yeah, they never got the big. Like main event run. I feel like it's a thing where, so Edge made his big comeback after 9 years off of the surgery from the neck problems or whatever. He's like, he came back and it was like a huge thing, and then it just the run kind of sucked. It like he got injured a couple times, which wasn't the best, but he still. Like that greatest match ever. Remember, he got injured in that, but it was being taped, so they kind of worked around it. And then it was like, oh, okay. But then it seemed like, to me, it's the type of thing like it could be where he thought he was going to come back, have this great final run, and then retire how he wanted. And then it turned into like, well, he wanted to do this, but Vince came in and like wanted to make the what's the faction?
The Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. He invented the Judgment Day in storyline, and then he was like this evil, and it wasn't going so well, but it was like progressing, and then Vince came in, or whoever wanted to make it supernatural and spooky, and he didn't want to do that. He wanted it to be somewhat probably like what it is now, where it's just like faction of dudes that are like, we're gonna judge you, beat your ass, whatever. And so they took him out of the group and just continued it. And then Triple H took over, and it's been good since Triple H took over. But so Edge just kind of like he kept setting up to like do something bigger, and then kind of like it didn't go so well. So end of his contract now, he probably had the chance to maybe renew, but I think with the merger they don't want to renew anybody, especially like a high
salaried guy.
Unless it's like a weekly star like Roman Reigns, Brock, or whoever. When you say Edge, and he's probably making a good amount of money, they're probably like, like the merger's coming up real soon, and like we want to look good for the investors and whatever it is, and blah blah. So it's probably like, and then Edge will probably be able to do what the fuck he wants to do. He could do that final big run with Christian versus each other. And even if he comes back to WWE to have his last match, I'm sure they'll let him come back to have his last match if he really wants it. Or if he wants to go out, have his last match with Christian. I mean, he couldn't have done that. He probably could have done it if Christian was working there right now instead of Sheamus, but they weren't going to let Christian wrestle again, apparently, until he came back at Rumble. And then he immediately like went to AEW after that. I don't know. It was just a convoluted thing, I think. But I bet he's going, but I don't know if he'll show up at Wembley. That would be a big surprise.
Yeah, I could see him going. Whether it's this weekend, highly unlikely. But yeah. I wouldn't be surprised either way if he does show up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think once your contract's done, it's done. But if you like a lot of those 90-day things are for like say, I don't know. I think it depends on the person or case to case. But yeah, I think I don't know if he's eligible. If he is, he's not telling anybody, I would think, because he likes to try and surprise people. But there's spots open where they have like mystery people on teams, and they haven't announced yet. So we'll see Wednesday or Friday on Dynamite or Rampage, and pay-per-view Sunday. See what happens.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about
I could see it. I could see it either way.
Yeah. I think it would be good. He could get more mileage out of it. They won't want him every week. He could be there like once a week and only do matches when it's important. Probably some guys he wants to work with, like Omega.
Sting,
yeah. That Sting, they were acting like he was going to retire this year, and then now it seems like he's just going to keep going until he can't walk or whatever it is. Something really bad happens.
Makes you wonder if he needs the money.
Huh?
Makes you wonder if he needs the money. Sting.
I don't know. I think he had a divorce in the past, but I don't know. Or he was Real Estate Steve. They called him for a while. He owned all the real estate in a bunch of places in California.
Wow.
Oh, interesting. Any other topics that's all I had besides we were talking about doing a watch along. I was thinking maybe if we don't want to do that right now, we could
let's hold off on the watch along.
Yeah, we could do it like if we have some time midweek, we could do it, or you could plan it a little better because you threw a match or two out, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want to sit and watch them right now necessarily.
It seems like if we could get some of the other guys.
Oh yeah, that'd be good for like
watch along.
Because we're just gonna talk shit the whole time anyway. So.
Yeah. Hey, I'll text you this number. Maybe you could link up with Randy Hanna, a.k.a. Jersey. Okay. That's the guy. He's living over in Vegas.
He from Jersey?
He's from Jersey. Go figure. That's why we call him Jersey.
Oh, nice.
He's a different cat, but his heart's in the right spot.
Okay. Was he wasn't there at the bachelor party when we came over?
He was one of the ones that were better behaved. He definitely wasn't like Chris Salter that completely lost his freaking mind. Or curious Chrissy Torrey, who was 80 yards in front of everybody. It's easy for me to go and judge people, huh?
Huh?
I'm like over here judging everybody and throwing them under the bus.
You're in the judgment day.
I should be the judgment day, huh?
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe I'll get to join.
Yeah, they could still be adding members. You don't know.
I like that idea. I like it.
Anything else for tonight, or?
No. Surprisingly, I had a really good weekend up there in Monterey. Not surprised. I always have a good time up there. I like going up there. In case anybody wonders, I really enjoy going up there. It's not too bad. It's 3.5 hours, and I've always had good experiences out there. And then I watched Perkins. He got a smoker, so he was showing me how the techniques on the smoking, and he made some really, really killer tri-tip. Had some chicken. I was impressed. He's doing some good shit. Like, he's using like techniques that I'm not using on the gas grill. He's got the freaking smoker. So I mean, I'm kind of interested in that. So I was kind of hanging out and picking his brain with that. And it seemed like that's kind of like the fad. Everybody likes to use those things.
Yeah.
So
those wood, the pellets or whatever.
Yes.
Grills.
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
Yeah, my friend has one. Works pretty good, I guess.
So I mean, the meal that he cooked out there was freaking 12 out of 10 with everything. Oh yeah, the meat was extra freaking like juicy. It was like freaking juice was every time I took a bite of the steak and it was just dripping down my chin. It was really good. So then we were just comparing different notes on marinades and seasonings. So he's got it. I'm impressed with what he's able to do up there with that. And then he's got a real cool backyard. So it was just like a perfect. Sunday was perfect because like Saturday, dude, I tied one on like I was at a bachelor party. Like I hadn't been like that. Like before we did a little pregame at Perkins' spot. Man, I had like 4 drinks. I was feeling pretty good. And then we go downtown. We had like 8 other drinks down there. It's like 1:30. Dude, I felt like it was like 2001 all over again. Drunk off of my mind. And then we went to Taco Bell in downtown Monterey. There's a Taco Bell that's open late. So man, we spent $45 at Taco Bell between the 3 of us. We had $45 worth of Taco Bell, which I didn't know was possible, that anybody could actually spend $45 at Taco Bell, but we managed to do it.
Damn. Did I tell you I might get married at the Taco Bell Cantina?
No.
That's on the table.
Breaking news?
Huh?
Breaking news?
Maybe it'd be funny.
Wait, where is the Taco Bell Cantina?
It's on the strip, and they serve alcohol, and they have a wedding chapel. Apparently, you can rent it for 30 minutes. Yeah, I don't know if it's a great deal, but everywhere I look, it's really expensive to have a wedding anywhere. So for $777, you get the wedding chapel for 30 minutes. You have 25 guests, and you get a 12-pack of tacos and a Cinnabon Delight cake. And then you can sit in the restaurant after in a certain area and have your reception or whatever. So I don't know. It'd be funny. They give you shirts. It says Mr. and Mrs. It's like the Taco Bell on top. And there's a bouquet you can borrow. It's all hot sauce. It's hot sauce bouquet. So it'd be funny. I don't know if we're gonna do it. You can't do it they're closed New Year's and New Year's Eve and day. So we might do it like a day or so before. I don't know.
There's a reason I live out here by myself, and I think if you did that, you might be living out there by yourself. I mean,
no, this is her. This is
I thought this was your idea.
This would be kind of cool. She thinks it'd be funny because the idea is we're gonna get married here. And
even if said like it was all along, it's going to be at least 2 different ceremonies, at least 2. Yeah,
because we'll get married. She wants it on that date, but say we can get married on the 28th, and then we get our actual paper done at the courthouse or wherever on the 31st. And then, then next year we'll do a California party and a New York party type thing. But we'll see.
How much like notice do you have to leave the Taco Bell cantina?
They said like not long, like an hour or a few hours or something. But apparently they only do 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., and 7 p.m. So it's only like 4 spots a day. But yeah, just those certain days are booked up, or they won't do it because it's so busy on New Year's. I think that's why they close down the strip. You can't even drive on the strip on New Year's Eve or whatever. So.
Hey.
Why?
It was interesting. I was talking a little bit to Jersey. Now that you mentioned Vegas, he was talking about the Formula One race.
Yeah, that shit's coming. That's gonna be a fucking mess.
Is that like? Yeah, he was saying. That's what he was saying.
It's the worst. I don't know if they'll. They're gonna do it, but I don't know if they'll ever do it again. Like the way.
Did they close the strip down? And is that kind of where
they're gonna race on the strip? And then, they made this. They told businesses on the strip that if you have a view of the race, you got to pay F1 $1,500 per person that you let into your establishment, or they're going to block with signs or shine a light into your area, which I don't even know how they're going to pull all that. They're going to do this, like they better be planning it now, because
so the tickets are $1,500 a piece, right?
Well, they're saying, like, say you want to go to there's like a burger bar or like a burger / bar, like Lazy Dog or something like that on the strip. And they're saying if you want to, like, they're telling Lazy Dog or whatever it is that you have to pay $1,500 per person to F1. So either they're going to go, okay, we'll do that. And then they're either going to charge people a lot to get in to watch the race, or they're going to just say like normal fees or whatever, but think they're going to make so much money on drinks and food. I don't really know. Like, but I don't know. Like,
so have they done this? Have they done this before?
No, I've never heard of a race on the strip. This is like, it's like a new thing. And all the hotels are booked up those weekends. They're insane prices. Everything's going to be fucked. That's why part of the reason the traffic's so bad right now, because they closed down they rebuilt the freeway ramp for Tropicana. It's just, there's so much construction because of that. There's a big mess going on, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be really profitable, but I also heard they're having like non-union people come build the grandstands, which, I mean, maybe they know just as much as union people, but just seems like a lot of shady stuff happening, and like they're just trying to get money and get people in, and we'll see how it goes. My friend's like, he has a bad feeling this could be something like terrible happen that weekend or whatever. It's in November. I don't know. He thinks the mole people will come out and just start like fucking things up, or somebody's gonna get ran over or something. There's too many drunk people. They better have like serious barricades and whatever. I don't know.
Hey, so maybe we could get Jersey on the podcast. That'll definitely be freaking entertaining.
Yeah. Sounds good.
He's definitely an entertaining motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it'll catapult our ratings up, you know?
We'll go to double. We'll be double.
26.
All right, so we'll do let's do the watch along later on.
Okay, yeah. If we have a free day, I'm free all this week until Sunday, I think. So if you have a free day or next week, we could plan for it or whatever. But yeah, just pick a match and we'll watch it and talk shit. We'll try to get somebody else maybe.
Patrick would be ideal.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, you good?
All right. Yeah.
All right, I'll send you Jersey's number.
Okay, cool.
Just tell him, hey, I'm a friend of Chris Adams, and he gave me a number. Maybe we can meet up in Vegas sometime, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, cool.
Definitely got a unique voice.
Oh yeah. I think I did meet him. I remember. Yeah, I kind of remember. Well, I was out of it. I was real high.
He's the one. He knows the people they can get the 50 milligram edibles.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're not good.
Yeah.
Can't call the Better Business Bureau when you get fake fucking drugs in Las Vegas, right?
Oh yeah. Those are. Yeah, they'll sell you bullshit on the strip or near the old town or whatever.
Yeah. All right, I'll send you that number. Maybe let me know how this goes.
Okay, that'll be a new topic for next week.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Dad. Take care. Good. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly.